Hi, welcome to Nimsys. We will going to write one more program on classes and objects. Here, I will going to create a class. Class is a keyword. Again, I will take the student as a class name. Student as a class name here. Again, I will going to create a body for the class as well as I will going to end up with a semicolon. Okay, so this is how we will going to create a class. Here, I will going to create a visibility mode that is called it as private. Under the private, what I am going to do? So it must be with the colon. Again here I will going to create integer. So student will going to have an ID. So that ID is created here. Again a student will going to have a name that is string. Type is string. Okay, string. Again I will say name. What else? That is more than enough I feel. Okay, so these are all private data members. Okay, so further we will go under the public. What are we going to do? Under the public I will going to create a function here saying that I wanted to insert some data to this particular ID as well as name. So for that, what I will going to do void. I will going to have a return type that is void insert 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 data. Okay, I wanted to insert some data so that I am creating a user defined function that is called as insert data. So create a body for this particular function. I created a body here. What I will going to do from this function, I will going to provide the data to this particular private data members. How we will going to provide? By passing the parameters. We will going to use the parameters here. Okay, so as an example, what I will going to do, I will going to create an object here saying that class name. To create an object you have to mention the class name, that is student. You take anything like obj. I will going to call it as an object as a obj. So this is an object. So from here, I have to give some parameters to this particular ID and name. How will going to give the values to this particular ID and name? So by having a parameters here, I will going to create like this integer. So let's ID, for ID, we'll going to say some variable that is called it as A. Again, comma, again for this string. So that is called it as B. So these are my variables. Okay, so basically these variables are, we will call it as formal parameters. Here what I will going to do, so I will going to make like this id is equal to, so that is a comma semicolon, sorry, again name is equal to something like b. So this is how you will going to assign. How to make this members to public? So by doing such kind of methods or such kind of techniques, we can able to make this members as public. Okay, data members as a public here. So that's why, so we will going to assign the values, we will going to provide the values through the main function. How I will going to show you that one. Okay, no problem. So here what I will going to do finally, so I will going to call this object. So obj dot, so what is that? We have an id. So here what I will going to do, I will going to provide some data. So no, sorry, not id. So we have to call this function that is called as insert data. Just I will go to copy this one. See, okay. So call this member function. So that is id. So we have, it takes some parameters that is a and b. So just pass some values over here. So that is actual arguments. That is integer a. Give some value id. For id you will going to give 44. Comma, you mention the name here. Okay, so basically that is string. That's why I mentioned some name, that is guru. That is the name. Again semicolon. So this is how we will going to assign the values. Again create one more function to display the values, so that void, so it doesn't takes any return type. Okay, so void display. Okay, display. So it's a function. Again what are we going to do? See out here. So basically when you provide the values from here to here, example I will show you. uh, so just I will erase this, just a moment. Sorry for that. So just what we do, you can able to see it. So we created an object. So that is one thing. Again, one more important thing we need to understand here. So here we have provided values, this value. So that 44 will go to this particular A. Again, Guru will go to this particular B. So from A to here, from B to here, again these values will be shifted to ID, as well as B value will be shifted to name. Nothing but these values. Okay, so whatever the values is assigned to ID and name are stored, but these are all now public because you can able to see. So we can able to satisfy, one is data ID here, as well as another one is we can able to access those member data. Okay, that is what exactly we wanted to do. So that is we did. Okay, fine, I think it's clear. Now further what we will going to do here, I will go into, anyway we have a variable here, you can able to see ID is now public, again name is also public, just to mention the ID over here, ID. Again you can mention student ID like that, I don't want to mention all those things, just name. Okay, so here we will mention this one, this is better, and yeah. So next line we will want to get the data, so that is name. Again here finally int l. Okay, semicolon, that's it. So we like that you can able to create a number of objects. We'll going to see that one later, don't worry. Sorry, why we are not able to get that data, because we haven't called this one display function, that is the reason why, just we forgotten that. So obj dot display, just to display. Okay, so semicolon, that is more than enough. Now build on it. See here, so we have a ID is 44 and the name is Guru. So the like that you can able to create a number of objects. Suppose if I create an object like this, object obj and obj1 again comma obj2, like this you can able to create n number of objects with one single class. We have a class that is called a student. Using this particular class, that is blueprint, using this particularly blueprint, we can able to create n number of objects. That is what the definition says. Okay, similar type of objects can be created by using one single class. That is what. So yeah, so what we can able to do, just I can for object 2, for object 2, what you will do, obj1. So just you mention 1, so 1 dot insert. Okay, here you can able to see the function is insert. Here mention other values like student ID will be 55, again comma, again you mention some name. Okay, Raji, something like Ramya. Okay, Ramya. So that is done. Again you create one more object, we have obj. So you mention obj2, we have 2 obj2 dot here we have to mention the insert, we have to insert the data, that's why. So what we want to do, that is ID number 66. Again here you mention um, John. Okay, John. Okay, so finally semicolon. So now we have 3 objects, we have to call all 3 objects, that's why. So just what I will going to do, I will copy this display function with object. Okay, just I will going to copy that. Using object we are calling the display function, that is what. Okay, so object 1 is calling the display function. Again one more, we have object 2 that is calling display function, that is 2. Okay, so that's it right there. So build it again, now run it. So you can able to see 44 Guru, 55 Ramya, 66 John. So this is how you can able to create a number of objects with one single class. That is what we call it as. So similar type of objects can be created. Okay. So here you can able to see. So one very important thing is we can able to achieve the data hiding here. So this one. So data hiding is achieving here. Again here we are making those data member by we are making the data members public by using uh, member function. See here, so we have created a member function, that is insert data. This one we have created a insert data. So again one more, we have created a display function. So using this we created these members as a public so that we can able to access in the main function. That is what exactly we need to understand. So this is all about objects and classes. Thank you.